Hello, everyone. Welcome to Catherine's ESL Classroom. In today's lesson, we are going to have a grammar quiz. Our grammar quiz is going to be on mixed verb tenses. We will focus primarily on the present tense and the past tense, but we will quickly review also the future tense. So let's get started. So you will notice here, this is what they call a timeline. It's verb tenses in English. So there's a timeline here on the past, present, and future. So look at this bar here, or this line with the arrows. This is the present tense, this is the past tense, and this is the future tense. So think of this as kind of your clock or your timeline. So this is your past simple. I studied English. So that happened in the past, and it's just in the simple past tense. Then we have the present simple. I study English. And then we have the future tense. I will study English. Okay, and these are all simple. Now we have the past perfect, and we have the present perfect, and then we have the future perfect. So look again as your timeline, this bar, or your clock, okay? So the present perfect would be, I have studied English, okay? So you notice here, this is still the present tense, but it happened with the have. So it's between the past tense and the present tense because we are using I have studied. So studied is the past tense and have is the present tense, okay? And now we have the past perfect tense. I had studied English, okay? So if you notice here, studied is past, studied is past. But here is have, which is present tense. Had is the past tense. So this is considered past perfect, okay? Does everyone remember this? And if you don't, just go back to one of my previous lessons that talks about all the verb tenses. Now we have the past continuous and the present continuous. We have I am studying. So the biggest clue here is it has an ing, okay, because it's continuing. It's continuing also in the future, okay? So basically what this means is you are studying English, okay? But you're continuously doing it. Not only are you doing it now, but you're kind of doing it almost to the future. So you don't know how long you're going to be doing this in the future. Now we have the past continuous, okay? Past continuous. So the biggest word is was. I was, because that's the past tense. But we're using studying because it happened not only in the past tense, it's also happening continuously in the future, but more so in the present tense. I know this seems a little confusing. So the biggest thing you can think of is continuous is ing, okay? I am is present tense, and I was is past tense. So if you have I was studying, you're still doing it. So you did it in the past and you're still doing it now, okay? And now you have the past perfect continuous. So all this means is now you're using I had been, okay? So you still have studying with the ing, but you're using I had been. So the biggest one is you're seeing had been. See, there's been here and there's no been here, okay? So this is the past perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous is you're using I have, because have is present tense, but I have been makes it present perfect, okay? And then studying means continuous because you have the ing. Now, the only difference is with the future tense, everything you have is will. Will indicates the future, okay? So today we're just going to focus more on the past tense and the present tense, okay? Just to keep things simple. Now I want to just go over this in a little bit more detail before we have our challenge quiz. Okay, so again, think of this as your timeline or your clock, okay? So here, X marks the spot. So this is your present tense, okay? So this is the middle. It's happening now, okay? She plays tennis, okay? So you have your pronoun she, and then plays is happening now, okay? And then you have your present perfect, still happening now, but it's becoming more perfect. This has happened. So it happened between the past and the present. So it's more like over here, okay? So part of the past and part of now, okay? So she has played tennis. Has is the present tense and played is the past tense. Okay, so you put these two words together, it makes it present perfect. Okay, so again, with the simple past, this happened. It happened in the past. It happened already. So a good example of a sentence is she played tennis. So if everyone remembers, this is your regular verb because it has an ed. Now keep in mind, this challenge quiz also has irregular verbs. So you have to remember from our past quizzes. So if you cannot remember, just play those quizzes and you will remember at this point. Then you also have your past perfect. This had happened, okay? So for example, she had played tennis. So this is your clue. Had is the past tense, and this makes it past perfect because of had. And played is your past tense, okay? Now remember, sometimes when you have the word had or has, you're not always going to go have the ed because ed means regular verbs. So you also have to remember your irregular verbs. So again, also with your future tense, if you notice, you're having will, okay? But we're not going to go over that today with the quiz. I just wanted to show you our timeline, or think of this as your clock, okay? So are you ready for your challenge? You ready for your quiz? Ready, set, go. Okay, so I'm going to say a sentence, but you have to pick these 4 sets of words, okay? So just pay attention to the sentence and remember your verb tenses. Now, if you're having a difficult time, don't worry, just pause and go back to the review and you will get it. So you'll notice your timeline in the past. So remember your clock, okay? So let's go over this one. Ships blank to the port yesterday. Ships are standing to the port yesterday. Ships have arrived to the port yesterday. Ships arrives to the port yesterday, or ships arrived to the port yesterday. What should the answer be? Did you get it? Ships arrived to the port yesterday. Now remember, arrived is the past tense because it happened yesterday. Okay, so you have to pay attention to all the words. When did it happen? Okay, we're going to go a little bit faster now, okay, so we can have a really good challenge quiz. John usually blank the dog with the milk from his bottle. Now the clue word is usually. So what should the answer be? Did you get it? John usually feeds the dog with the milk from his bottle. Did you get it? Congratulations if you did. Susan blanked the floor an hour ago. So the clue words are an hour ago. Susan swept the floor an hour ago. Did you get it? Congratulations if you did. And if you didn't, don't worry. Just pause and rewind back to the review section and maybe take a picture of that. So this way it could help you answer some of these questions. So just do these a little bit more and you will get them, I promise. Your brothers blank the hens now. Now, what's your clue word? Now. Okay, that's your clue word. It's happening now. What should the answer be? Your brothers are feeding the hens now. Did you get it? Nancy blank milk every morning. What are your clue words? Every morning. Nancy drinks milk every morning. Did you get it? Congratulations if you did. Children blank a snowman. Now this is a little tricky. So just look at the children here. What are they doing? Children blank a snowman. What should the answer be? Children haven't made a snowman. So remember, have is happening now, but made is the past. So this means they're starting to build it, but they kind of finished some of it, but they didn't complete it. So some of it's done already and some of it's not done. So it's still happening. Okay? This was tricky. So go back to your timeline review and you will understand why this is the answer. Valerie blank about being a painter at the moment. Okay? So what is Valerie doing? She's thinking. Okay? What is she doing? What should the answer be? Did you get it? Valerie is dreaming about being a painter at the moment. So this is your key word, moment, at the moment. It's happening now, but it's also continuously happening. This was tricky. Did you get it? Congratulations if you did. What's wrong with Ron? He blank a cold. What should the answer be? What's wrong with Ron? He has caught a cold. So you notice has is the present tense and caught is the irregular past tense. Okay? So it's happening now, but he also caught it because he's sneezing and coughing. Okay? Did you get it? This was tricky. Congratulations if you did. That means you've really been studying. The fortress blank on the bank of the river. Now this looks like a castle, but this is actually a fortress, okay? It's very large here, okay? Now this is a very good vocabulary word, so if you don't know this word, look it up. And this is another good word, on the bank. Do you know where the bank is? Okay, this is the bank, okay? You see this is the land and then this is the water? That's the bank. It's not where you go get money. Remember, in English, there's a lot of different definitions for words, okay? So what's the answer here? The fortress is on the bank of the river, okay? Is. I blank a bike when I was a child. I rode a bike when I was a child. When I was a child, I blank butterflies. When I was a child, I caught butterflies. This is an irregular verb. What is the verb for caught? If this is the past tense, what would be the word or the verb of caught? I catch. Yes, I catch. Caught is the past tense, but it's irregular. Remember, you have to memorize your irregular, okay? Jeremy blank right now. Jeremy is sleeping right now, okay? It's happening now and it's continuously happening, okay? Now this is a little tricky, so pay attention. Look, I gave this one away. I did it to help you out because sometimes these quizzes can be a little too challenging. So how many people got this one? Congratulations if you did. Sometimes I make it too challenging and sometimes I give you sometimes easy ones. I hope this helped you. So Lucy has already won this competition 3 times. Wow, she must be really good. Regina blank 7 books by this author. Regina has read 7 books by this author. Remember, the clue word has, it's happening now, but it also happened in the past because there were 7 books that she read by this author. Okay? Did you get it? This was hard. Hope you got it. Congratulations if you did. He blank from a tree 4 years ago. He fell from a tree 4 years ago. I blank for several months. I haven't swum for several months. Okay. I haven't swum for several months. Now, the reason why this is swum and not swam is because we're using have. Haven't means have not. Okay. So this was tricky. Holly's father blank and she wants to drive her toy car today. Excuse me. Holly's father blank and she wants to drive her toy car today. What should the answer be? I did a little trick. I took one out. Do you remember what it was? Is it the answer or is it wrong? Holly's father drives and she wants to drive her toy car too. Richard blanked shopping yesterday. Richard went shopping yesterday. Well done, everyone. This was very challenging, was it not? Please give me your comments and let me know how you did. And if you had trouble, remember, go back to the review or look at some of my previous lessons. I hope you had a great time today. And until next time, bye.